Hey guys, welcome to another AJ Talks. Of course. Hey, it's all. Oh. Huh. More, yes. Ah, is that your credit card? Ah, is that Costco? Ah. Hey guys, once again, welcome to another episode of AJ Talks.
I'm Andrew, not Armando.
And I'm Jeremy, still Jeremy.
I hope so.
And this week we watched Hustlers, a movie I don't think either of us anticipated watching at all before today, actually.
And we almost didn't get a seat.
I know.
It was very popular.
It's a good thing I bought the movie ticket first.
We were one of 6 guys in that movie theater.
Yes.
Or males, I should say.
I think we were the only 2 who were under 50. So
yeah,
that just says a lot about what guys are looking for in their movies.
This review will have no spoilers.
Our reviews will match the rating of the movie we're watching. This movie was rated R.
So this review might be rated R, and you might see Jeremy's ass.
So this movie is inspired by true events based on an article in the Hustler magazine about women who were strippers, and then they used their stripper powers to take money from men by drugging them. And that's pretty much the entire plot of the movie.
Think Wolf of Wall Street, but instead of Leonardo DiCaprio, you have JLO's ass cheeks just being thrown at you for 2 hours, okay?
And surprisingly, having JLo's ass cheeks thrown at you for 2 hours does not make a decent movie. It follows the story of 2 women and their rise to power within the stripper empire, I guess, something like that, and their downfall as well.
Yeah, so now we're going to go on to the things that we felt were good, and then we'll do the bad, and then finally the ugly. Okay, so the first thing for the good, JLo's ass. Honestly though, like, she had a pretty good performance. She was the star of this movie, and even her character was like the boss, the alpha female, the one who was calling all the shots and bossing people around. And she did pretty well, you know. I teared up a little bit here and there looking at that ass.
She gave a super believable performance, and honestly, for someone who's 50 years old, I was thoroughly impressed with her flexibility. With her flexibility and her range and acting skill. God, get your mind out of the gutter, internet.
The co-star also did a pretty good job. She is the actor from Crazy Rich Asians.
Her name is Constance Wu, and she was the main character. She wasn't.
She was the main?
Yeah, she was the main character.
See, that's how good JLo did. I actually thought she was the main.
No, Jennifer Lopez was not the main character of this movie, even though, honestly, that probably would have made a better movie. The thing about this movie is it is interesting, and I enjoyed watching it, but I just dreaded waiting for the movie to progress. That's more on the bad. The movie was a little funny. It had some good moments, but not a lot. It wasn't supposed to be a comedy, I think, but they still made it feel pretty natural.
The audio in this movie was actually really good. Like, everything sounded crisp and good choice of music. They tried to match the timeline. They had the story that started in like 2007, and they had music in 2007. As it progressed along that natural timeline, the music changed corresponding to the years, so that was really cool. They were playing all the strip club anthems for the different 5 or 6 years, so it got me going.
How did you know what a strip club anthem is in 2007?
I was in 3rd grade. See, 2007, how old was I? Okay, 12 years ago, I'm 42 now, so I was 30. I just turned 30. My hairline was normal back then.
A good thing about watching movies that take place in earlier years is watching them look at the old technology as if it's new. Like, you see one of the characters get an iPhone 4, and they're like, wow, it's so amazing, and I'm just like, dinosaurs over
I got
here.
an iPhone 12 right now.
Touch on the audio a little bit more. They actually did some really experimental things that I thought were really cool. There's a part where the mic is inside someone's clothing, and usually in a movie they want the audio to sound crisp. It was a really nice way to match up with what was happening in the movie. The movie does this a couple times too, and it really works, and you really notice it if you're paying attention. And even if you're not paying attention, some of them are super in your face about it, but some of them are just subtle enough that the typical moviegoer won't notice. So now that we're done with the good, let's move on to the bad. This movie has a terrible pacing issue. It's about 2.5 hours long, or at least it felt like 3 hours. It felt like I was watching Avengers Endgame all over again, except that movie felt like 2 hours.
JLo would be Thanos.
And instead of snapping her fingers, she's just got to clap those cheeks. Yeah, so the pacing of the movie was really bad because it's just so boring. The movie has multiple montages that hammer in a point that's already been hammered in earlier. The time spent on those montages could have been used to flesh out some other more interesting parts of this movie that seem to just come and go. And I wanted to see them come, stay for a bit, let's see what happens, let's see some consequences, and then go. But that's not really what happened, and it's really disappointing because the movie was kind of good, but it was lacking some tension because you get to a point where you're just like, well, is something gonna happen? And you kind of hold on to that for the whole movie.
Winnie the Pooh. Did Winnie the Pooh have
No.
trials and tribulation? It felt like you were on a roller coaster and it was going up, and eventually you know it's gonna have to come down, but it was like it just kept going up, and you're just sitting there and JLO's dancing and having fun, and you're still going up, and then you're like, oh crap, it's gonna go down, and it's like a little baby dip, and then it's just, that's it. It's just a little baby dip. Just like this. It couldn't have looked any better than what Jeremy just showed.
That's the problem though, is that it could have looked better, but it's as if the director really just wanted to focus on these montages.
But maybe, director was taking a stab at consumer America and our capitalist agenda. That's why these montages were so hammered in.
And that's why she had titties all over the screen for 90% of the movie.
Because that's what Americans like. We like money and titties.
And the world is a strip club.
We just solved the entire movie. It's over. Here, we're ending the video. Thanks for coming, guys. Okay, guys, so that's it for the good and the bad. Next, we're going to go on to the ugly.
So over here at AJ Talks, the ugly will always include what we think is pointless.
There was a cameo in the movie, and it probably took up like 15 minutes. And Jeremy completely forgot about the cameo after we watched it. And I remember it so clear. I felt like I was there in the strip club.
I really liked the cameo when I was watching it, but in the long scheme of things, it didn't do anything. And I honestly completely forgot about it. He brought it up on the car ride, and I was like, oh, that did happen. Wow, man. What else did I forget?
The cameo did not fit. Alright guys, so honestly there weren't too many ugly parts about this film. We think it was a pretty good movie, and we just think it was a little boring. It wasn't the most exciting movie that came out this week. Yeah, this movie was just really boring. I came out of the movie, I was so happy when it was ending. I really wanted to check my phone to see how long it'd been because I knew the movie was about 2.5 hours long. When the credits rolled, I was the only person that clapped. I had a boner the entire movie. Okay guys, so for this movie I am giving it 6.5 strippers out of 10. I thought overall it was a decent movie. It was just a little boring. I don't think you should watch it in theaters. Definitely just wait for Netflix or Hulu. I give this movie 6 terrible haircuts out of 10. Don't watch this movie in theaters unless it's T-Mobile Ticket Tuesdays or something like that. Wait for the Netflix. Wait to watch it with your subscription service, whatever you use. Alright guys, that's it for this one. This is our second video for this week, so we're holding to that promise of 2 videos per week. Maybe some weeks we might even do 3. Gives us his latest update on his first trimester. Armando, we're waiting on that update, bud. How are you doing, man? How's maternity leave? Honestly, our company doesn't have the money for this. How are you getting paid? We're not getting paid. That's a good point.